What's going on, Sumolings? It's Lindsay from AppSumo. Thank you for joining us for another product walkthrough webinar. We're going to get going in just a couple minutes, but I want to give everyone a second to trickle in and let you know what you have in store for the next about half hour of your life. We are going to be talking about AidaForms. We are joined today with Alex, who is a co-founder. AidaForms is a complete solution that enables you to create custom forms, collect responses, and analyze the results all in one place. So it's super simple, but it's also very powerful, and we're excited to dive into it today. AidaForms is available right now on AppSumo. It's starting at just $49. And before I turn this over to Alex, I just want to let you know two quick things. First, if you have any questions at all about the tool, how to get set up, you can drop those questions below in the Q&A box, and we will answer them towards the end of the video after we do the walkthrough. And then second thing, if you need to sneak out of here or if you're afraid that you're going to miss anything, don't worry. We're going to record this. It will be available to you soon to rewatch as many times as you'd like. All right, Alex, thank you for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you very much. So hello, everyone. This is Alex from AidaForm speaking. And today we're going to cover a few use cases which we here at AidaForm found pretty simple, but also at the same time pretty, let's say, explaining how the AidaForm works and what do they see behind that.
Awesome, thank you. I'm gonna let you take over. I just wanna remind everybody to leave the questions in the Q&A box. And I'm going to turn off my mic and my video so you have complete control. Go ahead and share your screen and let them see what's going on.
Yeah, thanks again. So I'm going to share my screen, and I'm sharing my screen. Yeah, that's it. So here I'm logged in my Aida account, and we're going to start from creating a simple registration form. So I click on the create new button and enter the name of the form, which is a registration form. So I click on the next, and I'm choose to start from the scratch. My registration form will contain, let's say, a logo, some header, some name, email, and the registration fee, which I'm going to collect via PayPal. So, and I upload my logo. This is small local society of the people who tend to run together, and I put some title on that form, which is a Melpomene Run 2020. So, and here we have a few fields like a name, email, and a PayPal. And I'm going to turn off the requirement for the name and for the email as well, because, well, basically the main thing from my point of view is the registration fee. And as for the registration fee, I'm going to choose not a fixed amount, but to offer some products. And I also enter so my my PayPal email, and here I'm going to enter some products like a Melpomene Run for 10K and a Melpomene Run for 10K plus a T-shirt. And let's say that 10K will start from the $10, and the plus T-shirt will start from $25. And yeah, well, after that, all that I need to do is to publish that form. This is done in the publish section by this simple toggle, and then I can copy the link to that form and open it in a new tab, which is what I'm going to do. Yeah, so here, if I press the submit button, as you can see, the first two fields were not marked as required ones, so but not the payment one. So I can choose something and submit it, and after that I will be redirected to PayPal in order to pay the fee. So yeah, I'm not going to pay anything at the moment. So Anyway, and we can see there, well, the answer, the submission, the results section together with some details. Like for example, here we can see that this form got one view and one response from the desktop device, which I use. And in the response inbox, we can find, yeah, well, all the things not required. Yeah. Yes. If I actually choose to pay actual money via PayPal, then next to the PayPal field, there will be like a status for the current payment, like a completed or a pending. So now there is no status because I did nothing. So yeah, well, this is a very basic example of the form. What we can do else with that form, we can convert it to a conversational one. This is done in the setup section with a simple toggle, which is called conversational UI. Yeah, so after that, the same form will look a bit different. So namely what conversational UI does, it splits the form into different pages with exactly one input field per page. So yeah, and what we can do here is that we can just click on the continue button because the first field is optional, as well as the second one, yeah, but not the last one. Also, the setup tab, it contains a few other things, like, for example, third-party integrations. At the moment, there are not that much, but we have integrated with Google Sheets and a few messaging things like a Discord app and the Slack. And also we have a general webhooks integration, which can be used for some IT automation related tasks. Also, there is an email notifications tab, which can be used to set up email notifications. So at the moment, all notifications are sent to this email address. And here we can change it to something else. Yeah, so this was an example of the very basic and simple form. And as you can see, it was created like in no time, absolutely. And now we are going to take a look at more complicated form, which introduces some page break and logic jump functionality. Let me open the real form first. So this form was created for one of our customers, well, she runs a yoga studio. So she is a certified yoga instructor. And she uses that form as her Instagram bio link, and she uses that form not only to like present herself, because here we can see some buttons to follow her on Facebook or to contact her on via WhatsApp, but also some cards, let's say. We can see some information about the certificates which she has. We can check and register for online training things, like, I don't know, some courses, yeah. So, and also she conducts some yoga retreats in Bali Island. So here we can see the information about these opportunities, and if so, if we'd like to, yeah, we can, yeah, go to Bali on the 14th of February, if it's possible, of course. As you can see, this form is a pretty much like a simple website, but also it looks, let's say, a little bit better on the mobile device, because it's a very basic website, and it has no menus, no like fancy boxes and so on. But on a mobile device, you basically don't need that. So that's why Helen uses that as her Instagram bio link in order to present herself on the social networks. So the internals of this form, so this is basically a single form, a single AidaForm, but it is split onto different pages using a so-called page break plus logic jump field. And so this, as you can see, the very first page. So this is the page break field. And what we did here is that we actually hide all the buttons, but there can be there or not. And the first page actually serves as a as an entry point to this small website. And after that, using this cards field, we have a bit of logic set up here. So for example, when the user clicks on my certificates, it goes to page 2, or elsewhere it goes to page 5, for Bali it goes to page 3, and so on and so on. And this helps us to present on the same AidaForm, not like a single form, but more than just one form. So also a form, for example, for a Bali, or a form to register for raining. And this also helps. This also can be done with the help of the page break, because the page break can not only let's say handle some logic and send user to a different page, but also submit the whole form. So yeah, so this is how it works. And what do we have else? is also possible. What is also possible to do with the AidaForm is to create a small and simple quizzes. So here we did a small quiz about modern TV shows and series, and we prepared like 2 different pages for each of the questions, and the user can go to the error page when he answers an error, or the other way around. Like for example, here for the first question, which of these TV shows has a continuation as a big screen movie? So the correct answer is B, Downton Abbey. And if I click on the continue button, I can see that, yes, so of course it was a screenshot, blah, blah, blah. So what if I choose something else like a Stranger Things? So it will say, oops. Yeah, the picture actually the same for both of the pages, but well, nowadays it's not that easy to find copyright-free images, especially for the modern TV shows. And yeah, so that's how we can go through the quiz, and finally final page. Actually I did that before, and I got 7 out of 10, so which is not bad at all. We also have different pages for this final page, depending on the number of correct answers which a user did. So I believe we have like 3 or 4 in that quiz. Sorry. Yeah, we can also see how it looks like in AidaForm. That one. Yeah, as you can see, it's also done with the single AidaForm. So here we have a question, and then the page break, which has a logic jump set up. Then when the question, I'm sorry, when the answer contains Downton Abbey, it goes to page 3 or to page 4, and the page 3 is basically a copy of the page 4, but with different text. And yeah, it's a pretty long form, but for 10 questions is kind of okay. I think that these 2 cases can show us what we are going to do with AidaForm. So AidaForm, the initial idea was to get some simple tool for most of the cases, like for 80% of the cases, to fulfill needs in the small websites, in some contact forms, in some job application forms, and quizzes and so on as well. And as you can see, it's pretty much simple to use, and basically everyone can set it in no time. And the concept which we had in mind when we were developing AidaForm was an easy to start but hard to master. And that's what actually we are going to do. So to add more functionality, maybe more deeper things here and there, in order to build up something really interesting, not only for not really well, let's say, advanced people, but also for advanced users, but for some very specific use cases. Well, that's it so far. That's actually what I want to say about these 2 or 3 simple forms. I believe now we can go to the question and answer section.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And we have gotten a few questions. One of them, I'm going to type the answer. Because they want to translate it. Is it possible to add the Colombian peso currency?
Yes, that's possible. Actually, when it comes to the currencies, we used the list like a top 10 or top 20 currencies which are most popular on a PayPal, and unfortunately, Colombian peso was not one of them, as well as a Kazakh tenge, because we did that like yesterday. So yeah, that's really easy to do, and as far as I know, there was such a request in the support, and we do that in the next, I don't know, like a few days or maybe a week.
Awesome. That's great to know. Thank you so much. It will be available in. All right, so we do have 7 questions here in the Q&A, so hold tight. Is there a 360-degree feedback form template? And if not, will you be adding it?
Sorry, what again? So what is the question?
A 360-degree feedback form template?
It's a good question, because I don't know. Let's say I'm not, my responsibility is not about those templates. I would say that, well, if it's possible to do with AidaForm, I will definitely tell that to our, let's say, small sub team, which does all these templates and which handles all these templates, and they will take care about that.
Awesome, thank you. All right, in the email notification, is it possible to add a copy mail for another user?
Good question. We have such a request, or maybe even 2, or maybe even 5, I don't really remember. But I've seen those requests to add more emails to email notifications, as well as to add some functionality to customize those emails. So this is really a hard thing. We also use AidaForm for our needs, and we also see that this is a thing which needs to be developed here. And as the answer, I would say yes, in the nearest future, which is like, let's say, week or 2 weeks, we are going to introduce 2 things to email notifications integration. Namely, the first thing is an ability to add an additional email addresses as a for email notifications. And the second thing is an ability to set reply to email header from the answer, from the submission itself. So there will be like a drop down where you can see, where you can select an email field which is present on the form, and the value entered in that field will be used as a reply to. Unfortunately, we cannot change the from email header because it's kind of against the email security, and here we here at AidaForm are kind of let's say little bit paranoid about security. So we do not do bad things. Like, for example, we do not rely on security by obscurity things. We really do everything in a very secure way. And so that's why we cannot change the from field, yeah, but reply to can be changed for sure. And it will be also done in the next, I would say, 2 weeks, more or less.
Awesome, thank you. When you start using a template form, how can you customize the URL slug?
Good question. I can show you. So the URL slug can be customized. Let me share my screen first. Yeah, I'm sharing my screen. So for example, here we have the good old quiz TV show page. And in order to customize the URL of the form, we can go to the publish section. And here, where we have this form link, we can click on the change URL button and change the subdomain and slug as well. So in that case, the subdomain is Albina, and the slug is templates minus en minus quiz minus tv minus show. We can change it to something like TV quiz, well, whatever. press on the save, and if this combination of subdomain plus path is available, so nobody uses that except, including you, yeah, so including my account as well, then it will be changed. And I stopped sharing my screen. I'm sorry for doing that more than just once. So yeah.
That was great. No, showing, it's good to show. I appreciate that. Thank you. Next question. Can you add the possibility to use regular expressions?
This is a nice topic, actually. So, of course, we can do that. There is no big deal. This is not a rocket science or something. And but we need to do that in a, let's say, in a smart way. First of all, yes, we are going to do that for certain fields. Like, for example, for the fields which are used for phone numbers, for numbers as well, also for the short text, because we do have requests to accept like IBANs or some banking numbers or some SWIFT codes and so on and so on. So this is a huge amount of requests, and we have, let's say, to think a little bit about that before applying that logic here. So the answer is yes, it's definitely, we are aware of that. We are definitely aware of that, and we definitely will do that. We will try to, let's say, to squeeze that into our roadmap, the current one. If it won't be possible, then probably we'll do that right after the roadmap will be completed, which I hope will be done before the summer.
Awesome, thank you. This one is just a request to add French language, particularly to translate the public form. You don't have to answer it, just a request. Next question is for logic jumps. It seems that it needs to be with a page break. Is there a way to have conditional logic question where a follow-up question only appears if a certain answer condition was met from the previous question on the same page? I feel like the answer to this is yes.
Well, the answer pretty much is the same as with the regex. We do have requests for that. We need to find out, let's say, the proper way how to put that into the AidaForm, into the service, because there could be some edge cases, could be some misuse for that, and we definitely want to be absolutely sure. I'm sorry, that all the functionality which we do present in AidaForm will first of all not harm all the people, because as I said before, we keep in mind that AidaForm must be really easy to use from the very basic stuff.
Yeah, awesome, thank you. So we're gonna jump into a little segment I like to call roadmap. And and so I'm going to hit you with a few all at once. You can chat with us about it. This is going to answer a few questions that we have in the Q&A right now. So hang tight if you're listening for things that you asked. Roadmap 4. Sumolings are really interested in CNAMEs, integrations, font changes, and collaboration.
The CNAMEs, yes, the CNAMEs is definitely the hottest topic of everything. It's like a volcano on AppSumo.com, and that's why actually we have little bit changed our roadmap in order to increase the priority of the CNAME topic as the highest one. So that's why we, let's say, moved our things like video ask questions and answers to February or maybe even to March. And the CNAME topic is currently being developed. And I do hope that in the next several weeks, I think like 2, we will introduce something about that. Yeah, so we do care about our customers and AppSumo links as well. Yeah, since they are our customers, I hope that.
All right, so we got CNAMEs, fonts.
Yes, we do have also some requests about fonts, because people often embed our AidaForms into their own websites. And of course, the typography is a crucial topic about that. Background color is not that crucial because kind of most of the sites have like black on white or the other way around, but typography is definitely on the very top. I would say that we did some preliminary research about that, and we do know what to do exactly. And the only thing is that what we don't have resources for that because we are on the CNAME topic. But I would say that the typography will come like maybe right next to the CNAME topic or right next to Stripe integration. Because
Awesome.
Stripe integration is also kind of very required thing, especially in countries where PayPal is not that friendly, like Japan. I've heard something about that. So yeah.
Awesome. All right, I've got a few more questions here. Next up, when a user uploads an image to the server, can they use it again and remove it?
Well, let's say there is no point in doing that. So when a user uploads an image to a server, I mean, so let's say there are two ways how to upload something to AidaForm. So the first way is to put that image on a form. And the second way is to attach that image as a submission to a form. These are two like little bit different things. So when it comes to putting an image on a form, then there is absolutely no point of removing that image because you can just simply remove the image file. And after that, in some days, I believe, we do have a life cycling policy for images which are not used on any forms, and they will be just flushed in a second. Yeah. So it's kind of resource consuming operation. So that means what we do not do that often, but we do that. Yeah.
Awesome.
And please in mind that after you just simply remove that image from a form, there is no link to that image. So it can be accessible from the internet, but yeah, it basically doesn't exist anymore, and it will be cleaned up. Yeah, in like a week or so.
Okay.
Even if it's once per week. Yeah.
And then on the subject of images, can a user add a self-hosted image or video?
It's a tricky topic. Yeah, it's a tricky thing because of let's say of illegal issues which can come up with custom hosted images and videos, especially. And also not legal issues, but also about the security, because by putting not the real image but some a hacky code as an image to a form, this form can be adjusted in a very bad way. So I would say the answer is no, yeah, but with let's say an exception, probably with an exception, as we did with this well-known report abuse button. That's it.
Okay. How does a user get form data from AidaSoft into the CRM, specifically Infusionsoft?
Well, at the moment, we do not have so much integrations. We see that the CRM integration is like the topic number one. That's for sure. When it comes to integrations, but the thing is that there are so many CRMs, and to be honest, like a half of a year ago, we did like a mailing list of some CRMs, and we let's say tried to connect to them, yeah, with their help, of course, but yeah, as you can see, we did something else. So I would say the answer on this topic is that we will definitely do CRM integrations, direct CRM integrations, but in order to do that, we will use basically a voting system which is available like a request integration form somewhere, and we will arrange all the CRMs, and we'll put like a top 1, top 2, top 3 into the roadmap. I believe it will be the next stage of the roadmap.
Awesome, thank you. All right, next question is about layouts. There are cases where it's preferable to have multiple elements on a single line. Another popular form builder has columns as an element, and then you can drag other elements into the columns. Can you speak to layout designing and customizations?
Well, I've seen that request, and we think that I've seen that request, and I do believe that there are like 1 or maybe 2 requests of that, because nowadays people do often use AidaForm from mobile devices, and on a mobile device there is no such a thing like a 2-column layout or 3-column layout. So the request has a pretty much low priority, and I don't see a place for that request in the nearest future and in the road.
All right. Next question is, what happens to old slugs when you change them?
It's gone. Nothing.
Okay.
So if you try to open a form using an old slug, then you will get a four page.
Great. All right. Can AidaForms be embedded into a site page, or are all forms taken via URL issued by your app?
I'm sorry, again.
Can the forms be embedded into a website, or are all the forms via URL, access via URL?
Well, all the forms can be embedded into a website, and all the forms can be accessed by the URL at the same time. There is absolutely no limit for that. You can embed a form into, I don't know, like 1,000 websites or millions of websites. We are really happy if our customers will do that, because that's exactly what how AidaForm can be used. That's one of our major use cases as embedding here. But at the same time, of course, every form, as you can see, can be opened via a web link. So that's the point, because our form can serve can also be like a small website, which is kind of, I wouldn't say attractive, yeah, but a decent, not only from the mobile device, but also from a desktop.
Okay. So how does video answer work?
At the moment, there is no video answers, yeah, but I can tell a few words about that. A video answer, it will be more or less basically like a button, and a user can press that button, and if the browser has access to a webcam, yeah, then there will be like a record button, and user just clicks it, and there will be recorded a video. Of course, there will be a limitation on the time, on the length of that video, which could, I believe, like it's still a question, but I think it will be more than 5 minutes, maybe like 7, maybe 10.
Okay.
And after that, this video will be saved as a file, and it will be possible to access that video through AidaForm control panel.
All right. Can button colors be customized?
Yeah, well, I'm really sorry, but I would like also to say a few words about video.
Oh yeah, please. No, keep going.
And answers. I'm sorry. So the thing is that we are pretty much Amazon-related company. I mean that we do use Amazon a lot, and all the services, all the cloud services from Amazon, and also we already use voice-to-text recognition Amazon services, and that's what we also want to do with video answers. We want to analyze the voice, the audio of the video, and transcribe it to a text. And also probably do some other stuff like a tagging, because we can grab some frames from a video and analyze the images from these frames as a images and as an images and tag them. Like for example, we can say what who is on the video, like is it a guy or a girl? Is there a summer or a winter, and so on and so on. So we do have some plans with video answers, including these modern artificial technologies and machine learning things and so on and so on. Yeah, that's it. I'm sorry.
No, thank you. I appreciate you being thorough.
The question is about the colors, right?
Yeah, the button colors, can they be customized?
Well, yeah, that's an interesting thing to have. We do consider that as well. And the problem here is that at the moment, the color palette of AidaForm is kind of changing a lot. And we basically cannot provide our users with something consistent and stable. So as soon as we got to the point when our color palette will be kind of fixed for, I don't know, like a half of a year at least, yeah, mm-hmm. Or let's say a month. Let's say if there will be no changes in the, no predictable changes in the color palette, we will definitely provide our customers with some simple tool how to change all the colors for buttons as well as for the backgrounds, for text, for everything. Yeah, awesome. But unfortunately we're still not there. We still have to stabilize it a bit before.
All right. So we have, I think, 4 more questions, unless some more come in. They've been coming in periodically. And people are engaged. I like it. This is exciting. So next question is, do you plan to add a WordPress plugin?
Let's say we planned to add a WordPress plugin, but at the moment we decided not to do that because, to be honest, actually we do not see a use case for the plugin. Okay. Our AidaForms can be embedded in the WordPress and .org and .com. We did that. These 2 articles, which are available on the main site, on the main website page. So maybe we don't know something, maybe we don't see something. Mm-hmm. If someone who has such a requirement can explain us what is behind that, yeah, for sure, we will consider that opportunity as well. We are open for everything.
Mm-hmm. All right. Can you share some use cases for real-time dashboards?
Yeah, for sure. So the real-time dashboards were developed, let's say, and keeping in mind that they can be used as a dashboards, first of all. Yeah. So some company can put that dashboard on a wall. I mean, on a TV, which is on the wall, like a big screen or something, and do some voting internally, like in the team voting or whatever else. And also the other use case is for people who want to entertain, to entertain with an audience of the webinars, for example, like this one. Mm-hmm. Or some other online or offline conferences as well. Mm-hmm. We also consider an option how to embed those dashboards into presentations like Google Slides or PowerPoint or something. There are a few options. We are pretty far away from that point, but we do keep that in mind as well. So at the moment, we do see 2 use cases: to put a dashboard on the wall, yeah, like a normal one, and the other use case is for online and offline conferences, webinars, and so on and so on.
Awesome. All right, we're circling back to French translation. Are you going to be adding it?
I would say that we are going to be adding all the translations which we can handle, yeah, but we can handle a lot. So the only question is about the time and the resources as well.
All right, and this is the last question that we have in the Q&A, which means we're about done. But If anybody else has any more questions, this is your time to shine. Go ahead and send them in. Last question that I have here right now, though, is since CRM integrations are a work in progress, can you talk to us about the ways to push AidaForm data into the CRM currently? Also, if you could talk about your APIs.
Yeah, for sure. We are going, first of all, to provide the Zapier integration as a popular middleware between AidaForm and everything else and AidaForm. So the other way around should also be there. I'm sorry. But at the same time, we do have an API. True. Yeah, this API can be used to fetch the data from AidaForm. Not all the data, but let's say all the data about the forms and the responses to the forms, including the files which were attached to any of the submission made. In order to do that, you can go to the My Accounts setting in the control panel, and there is a small tab like get or update your API key. I also did this simple explanation of the AidaForm API in the form of how it's called, API hub or something, these RAML, YAML things, whatever else. So there is a link which has some sort of a specification. I believe it's an open API version 3 or something. Some link to the specification, how it works. So basically there are two things to mention. First of all, it's the read-only API. So it cannot be used to create any form or change any form. This was done intentionally because we do not want, let's say, to be overwhelmed with the forms. So so the AidaForm is capable of having billions of forms, no problem at all. But this should be done by hand. So there must be some real guy behind every form. So, and in case if this API could be used by a program, by some automation, that's not a big deal for us. But still, this is the point where we can also hit the security thing here, the security topic. So this is what we are not going to do. We do care about our other customers and how secure their forms are. And the other thing to mention is that this API is token based. So in the control panel, you can get like a random string, pretty long one, and put it into the authorization header, and basically that's it. Yeah.
Awesome. All right. That's all we got. Thank you so much, Alex. That was a lot there at the end. But thank you everybody who joined us. I really think that all of this interest in the product is a very good sign. We got some compliments over in the chat, how excited everybody is about this. So Sumolings, if you've not already redeemed your code for AidaForms, now is the time to do it. I highly recommend that you head over to browse right now on AppSumo and check them out. It's starting at just $49 and backed by our 60-day guarantee. Feel free to get set up, play around with it, and let us know what you think. You can always shoot us some more questions on the deal page. We love talking with you. Thank you so much. We look forward to seeing what you create, and thank you, Alex, for joining us. I had a lot of fun. I hope you did too.
Yeah, thank you for being with us here, and I wish you do. Let's say I wish you a lot of success with the help of AidaForm. We are here to do some business together. Yeah, that's it.
Thank you so much. We will all talk soon. Have a good one. Bye.
Yeah. Cheers. Ciao.